This video gives you an insight into how Golf's Inner Secret works. So many people say that their practice swing's fine, but when it comes to real play, it's just not the same. We often hear people say things like, "I wish I could hit it like that during a game." Playing well is all about focus. In fact, it's being able to direct your focus at will. The golf swing's easily disrupted by inappropriate muscle tension, and your mind can lead your body to having the right optimum level of muscle tension. Now, there is a distinction between your state of mind during a practice swing and during a game swing. In your practice swing, you're fully engaged in the process of making the swing and not a bit worried about the outcome. If your mind is distracted from the process to the outcome, then effectively the process can go out of the window. You need to be totally absorbed with the process of the swing itself and not the outcome the swing will produce. You've got to want to win before you start playing your game. But during the game, any thoughts of victory need to vanish because they are outcome. And when you are playing, you need to be pure process. All thoughts of the last shot you played or the next one after this or how the other players are doing must disappear. Golf's Inner Secret mind training will instill confidence, focus and composure so that you'll be able to control much more easily everything that you're doing on the course. You're going to be able to keep your real swing like your practice swing. It's like the guy walking a tightrope. If you stretch the tightrope 2 feet above the ground, he can walk across it without too much problem because he's not thinking about the outcome of falling. But if you raise that tightrope 30 feet in the air, suddenly the whole thing changes. He stopped focusing on process and is now focused on the outcome. However, if he truly wants a good outcome, he needs to stay focused on the process. Golf's Inner Secret CD won't teach you the mechanics of your golf swing. To learn that, you need professional coaching. But it will train your mind to repeatedly and reliably enter exactly the right frame to produce your best swing every time. But I do urge you to develop good technique. Because once you've got the basics right, excellence will follow. I know that you'll notice a considerable improvement in your game and your score as a result of listening to Golf's Inner Secret CD. And why is that, you may be asking yourself? Well, because you should see greater consistency. You should see better results, particularly in those pressure situations that you always come across during a round. Let me explain a bit more. Now, my name's Robert Jones and I'm a qualified sports hypnotherapist, certified in sports hypnosis, registered and regulated by the UK Hypnotherapy Association and the General Hypnotherapy Register. I've been using hypnosis techniques to help clients improve their performance for many years. Now, with your permission, I'd like to explain how your mind works so that you can understand how the techniques we use will help improve your golf. Our minds operate on 2 levels. We have a conscious part and we have an unconscious part. Now, the unconscious part is a part of your mind that literally as we're speaking now and as you're listening to this video, you're not even aware exists. But as you're watching this video, it's controlling your breathing, your blood flow, the functions of your internal organs. It's the automatic part of your life, and medically it's referred to as the autonomic nervous system. Now, the conscious part is where you are right now as you're watching this video. It's the part of your mind that you act with, you think with, you make everyday decisions with. And it's the part that most people believe is in control of their life. Now, if it was the part that's in control of your life, then every time you stepped out onto a golf course, you'd simply say to yourself, if I do a bad shot today, I'm not going to let it bother me or affect my game in the slightest. Now, the fact is that you don't have conscious control over your life and how you respond and behave. If you did, you would always play golf without getting frustrated, annoyed or angry or wound up. But all emotional responses are unconscious responses. So let's consider a number of pressure situations in an ordinary round of golf. And all golfers have these problems, regardless of whether they're a beginner, a club golfer, an amateur, or even a professional. Now just imagine a tight out of bounds that's to the left or to the right. Imagine pitching over a bunker close to the green. Now for some golfers, being watched so-called first tee nerves is also very stressful. Or a short putt. The next short putt after you just missed the previous one. The next drive after you went out of bounds. Now, it's a fact that in all of these situations, first, your mind is aware of a sense of pressure. Emotion, like it or not, is creeping into your swing. With the emotion comes muscle stiffness, hesitancy, loss of flow, all caused by your inner fear of repeating that bad shot that you made earlier. Ask any pro. That stiffness leads to bad swings and bad shots of all descriptions. And of course, the more delicate the shot, the more tightness and hesitancy can interfere. Your mind begins to focus on the outcome, not the action of the swing. And the more problems affect your play, the more likely you are to allow the emotion to take over completely in what I suppose you could call a self-fulfilling destructive spiral. Now, every golfer has suffered this at some time. Only when the score is totally lost and there's nothing left to play for does the game sometimes pick up again. Have you ever noticed that shots with a provisional ball hit out of frustration in situations where the golfer expects to find the first ball are generally so much better? So why does all of this happen? Well, the problem is that all of these reactions are coming from your unconscious mind. You are not choosing to be tight. You wouldn't do that. You're not choosing to be nervous, or you're not choosing to sense that pressure. Now, in the relaxed state known as hypnosis, your unconscious mind becomes very receptive to suggestions. If the suggestions that you are given are ones that you agree with and you want to happen, then your mind will accept and apply them. Now, what we do with Golf's Inner Secret is we show you the power of suggestions made as a conscious act during setup to control your unconscious mind and to induce the proper state of focus and relaxation on every shot. So you are setting up your mind as well as your body on the shot. Now, but don't worry, when you do this, you'll not become like a robot. So finally, let me say that Golf's Inner Secret will not make up for a bad swing, a bad grip, or any other golfing fault, and we will never pretend that it can. But what it can and will do is to allow you to set up your mind so that emotion and the unconscious mind does not take over, so that you focus the same on every shot and that you are able to relax. So that tight muscles in those pressure situations do not destroy your game, so that your best golf with the swing that you have can come out in more of those pressure situations. And that builds on itself. The better you perform in pressure situations, the less likely your unconscious mind is to take over and build that self-destructing cycle. We've analysed the rounds of many typical golfers, and that's why we feel confident in claiming that Golf's Inner Secret can achieve a 3-shot improvement at least, just by better control in those pressure situations and more consistent play overall. And we're prepared to guarantee that. So it either works or you get your money back. This has been Robert Jones of Golf's Inner Secret. Thanks for watching this video. Till next time.